As you said, we leave next Friday for UCF. The last 3 springs we've started our season down there, so it's a great golf course. We've always completed well down there, so we've got a lot of experience down there. Players like the course, so we're looking forward to starting our year off there. Unfortunately, we've got some injuries this spring, so we've got a couple of players that won't be returning to play. Leah Charpierre and Lindsay Adams will be out for the spring, so the roster's not as deep as we were in the fall or in the previous year, but the 5 players I do have that are healthy have been working hard, and they know what our goals are, so we'll just get out there and see where we're at and go from there. So Gao obviously had the best fall in I think in school records, so she's currently ranked in the top 75 in the nation per golf stat. She's the #1 player in conference, so she's just enjoying herself. You know, she works hard and she just has a great time out there. She's extremely competitive. You know, she's just one of those players you can just tee her off and she just does her own thing out there. She's just an all-round really great athlete and really great golf. She understands what you need to be successful, and she takes care of business. So I'm excited to see what she can do this spring. You know, she's now been here for a year. She joined the team in the spring of 2012, so she's got a year under her belt and has really grown up a lot. So we're expecting big things from her this coming season. Ket struggled this fall. She's done a lot of sort of thinking this off-season and has worked hard. She was able to spend some time with her father down in Jacksonville in December, and he's always been her coach, so he saw a few things that she's been working on. But she really just wants to finish on a high note. You know, she's had such a great career here, and you know, we've just been talking a lot about really enjoying the last spring season and just making the most out of it. So I'm confident, as I always have with her, that she'll come around, and historically she's always played better in the spring, and you know, I'm confident that she'll have one of her best springs on record. Yeah, Molly's an interesting player. She historically has never played great in the fall, but the spring has always been her strong point. So UCF has always been her strongest tournament. For the past 2 years, she's played very well here. If you look back at her scores, it's always mid to low 70s, and you know, for Molly, it's just a great place to start. So she has a lot of confidence heading into UCF, and has been talking to the team a lot about, you know, what you need to do to play well there. So Molly just she's a great team player. She wants to leave on a high note. So, you know, I just really look at Molly to lead the team this spring with her positive attitude, and she's just one of those players. She can shoot 72 one day and then go high the next, but you know, it's great to have that player that can shoot low. She's been working on a lot of consistency this off season. We've been working a lot of short game the past 3 weeks, so we'll see. I think her and Ket have just the team wants them to go out on a high note, so they both deserve another conference championship. So that's kind of where we're at right now, and that's our focus, just making sure they finish their senior years, and they'll be the first players that I recruited that will graduate in the 4 years. So they laid the foundation and started the legacy, so you know, they deserve to leave on a high note. We have a great schedule in that we start mid-February, and then we'll have another 3 weeks before we leave for Jacksonville for JMU's event. So to have a tournament mid-February, we have a month to practice, which is good preparation given the weather's not always ideal in January. We'll go out and play UCF, and then we'll have 3 weeks to really turn around and work on what we struggled with, and then we'll go 2 tournaments back-to-back, and then have a break at the end, and then 2 tournaments back-to-back, and then conference. So I really like the way our schedule's set up. It gives us some breathing room in between some tournaments to work on some things and to refocus. So they're excited. You know, the spring season is always super busy. You know, we've got 5 tournaments, regular season tournaments, and then conference, and then regionals after that. So it's going to be a busy spring. It's a great field. It always is. They attract a lot of top-level teams. We'll see a lot of ACC, a lot of SEC fields down there. We've always played well, though. It's always been good for our ranking. We've always, you know, just put in some low scores out there. So everybody's played the course except for Brittany. So I've got 4 players who know the golf course, who have confidence on the golf course, and it'll be a good start for the spring for us. If we can get out there and shoot some low numbers, it'll help our ranking and help our confidence. So we'll see a lot of good competition out there. So we're not so concerned about where we finish in the field. We're more concerned about putting some good numbers out there and seeing where not much we can do what anybody else shoots, but our goal is always to get under 300 for those 3 rounds, and we'll see where that places us. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously exciting. It's still fresh in our minds what happened last year, and we had to battle hard for 3 days. That didn't come easily, winning that conference championship, and it'll be the same again this year. Obviously, our biggest competition is ETSU. We're going to a neutral course for the first time. It's in Jekyll Island in Georgia, so it'll be nice to have something a little closer to home. But we're excited to play a course that is neutral. We instituted a conference rule that nobody's allowed to go down there in the spring and play it, and there'll be no matches as there were last year for the tournament at Venetian Bay. So it's just one of the conference championships. Anything can happen. So we're just going to go out there, and obviously everything we do in the spring leads up to that point. And the team has always played well at conference, even when we haven't won. Even dating back to 3 or 4 years when we came really close to winning and had a couple of runner-up finishes. So I know they can do it. They've done it before. They know what it takes to win, and they still talk about how that moment felt leading up into that 3rd day and winning there. So they want it bad. So that's just, I'm confident they can do it, and we'll just play out the spring and just take it day by day and see where we're at come the 3rd round of conference. I mean, they want it. They've now experienced how special it is to go to a postseason event. Ket and Molly talk all the time about how they would like that again, and I know the other players want to give that to them before they graduate. It really is. There's very few players that get to experience actually going to postseason. And we have some lofty goals. Obviously, one of our goals was to advance out of regionals this year. We've had to, rethink that a little bit with the injuries we've had, but we've still got the roster that can compete and still got the roster that can win conference and move on to regionals. And, they know I don't even have to, it's not, I know, they know I want it, but it's nice to have a group that wants it as well and that experience that. So, we'll take, as I said, we'll take it day by day, and we'll see where we're at in April.